Alright, hey, what's up guys, it's Roy here. So today I have my iPhone 15 Pro here, and in this video we'll do an unboxing and show you what comes inside the packaging, and then obviously go over kind of my first impressions. So I got the black titanium color, as you can tell by the packaging here. To be honest with you, I was really thinking about that natural titanium color, but that kind of ended up being a unicorn. Trying to find one in stock locally. Pretty much every T-Mobile store told me I had to order it. Which I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get the black one then. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the packaging here. So as you can see, we have the black titanium new graphic there. So a little bit different than the 14 Pro one. On this side, it says iPhone, got the Apple logo there. And then of course here it does say iPhone as well. And then here on the back, I did already break the seals. Unfortunately, I had to go away from what I try to do with my unboxing videos to do that with you. Now granted, I haven't really messed around with the phone, to be honest with you. T-Mobile actually made me do this because before I left, they had to make sure that the phone was free of damage, which I argued until I was blue in the face, but lost it and just didn't have time since I was on my lunch break. But yeah, let's get this bad boy open, and there we go. And there is the phone. So one thing that I like to point out is it looks almost damn near identical to my 14 Pro. As you can see there, a little bit of some difference. I like the camera lens look a little bit better, but let's go ahead and push this to the side. So it does come with the braided cable instead of just the kind of silicone plastic coated cable. As you can see, USB-C to USB-C, if I can get that in focus, which is kind of one of the stars of the show, right? So white braided cable. All the rumors and leaks were saying that it was going to be a color, matching cable, which would have been actually kind of cool. I would have really liked to have a like darker kind of space gray or black cable, but as you can see, it's just white, which not the end of the world, and it's not super long either. So it's about the same length, maybe a little bit longer than the previous charging cables. Inside here we got our designed by Apple in California, so got that here, and we can slide this stuff out. So first, it's going to remind you that you no longer get a physical SIM, so it's just an eSIM, some iPhone stuff, and then a white sticker, which, to be honest with you, would have been kind of a nice touch once again to maybe get a gunmetal one or something. But there's the phone, and I can tell you guys just right off the bat, holding it, I can immediately tell a major difference compared to the 14 Pro. Much lighter, which I just really welcome, because if you want a compact phone like the 6.1 inch 14 Pro or 15 Pro, you were kind of wanting maybe a little bit lighter, because like I said in one of my videos, the S23 is way lighter. So let's get this out here. And yeah, just first impressions, just right off the bat, much lighter. Like I said, color wise looks very similar to my 14 Pro, but the addition to those camera lenses, a little bit different color, almost looks like it's the titanium, or kind of matching the back a little bit more instead of it just being completely black. But then the other star of the show is going to be the titanium sides here for the railing, and it is a brushed look just right off the bat. Can tell that for sure. I like that the buttons are kind of a little bit different shades, so that gives it a little pop there. And then of course, naturally, the other star of the show is the USB-C charging port, and then we got our speakers there. And then of course the action button instead of that mute slider, which looking at it finally in person, definitely does throw me off a little bit, since I'm always used to a mute slider there, but I much would rather have a extra dedicated button I can map to other things. And then yeah, there we go. And then also, just kind of touching it and feeling it for the first time as well. Like that little bit more rounded edges on the back. So it's not so sharp in the hand compared to the 14 Pro. I can tell you that, I mean, immediately, because holding the 14 Pro sometimes, if I didn't have a case on it, it was very sharp on the edges. So yeah, all around light, rounded edges, Really like that. So let's get this bad boy turned on. So see if we got some juice, and we do. So let me get this booted up and I'll get through everything, and yeah, let me get it turned on. As I'm doing that, one thing I wanted to show you is you can see that new wallpaper and a little bit different greeting screen. So I'm gonna get this going through. I'll go through the different settings, and if there's anything that pops up that I think should be brought up, that's maybe a little different than the setup process with the previous ones, I'll let you know. So this is something new. So as soon as it went through that initial English, language setup, this appearance thing popped up first, which it says you can choose the size of text and icons on your iPhone. So as you can see right now, it's set to default, but if I go to medium, then you can see that it's almost zooming in, or if you need, some glasses, then maybe you need to go to the large. And I kind of like that. Obviously, I know you can zoom in on the screen and stuff, but being able to make the text and the icons larger just right off the bat is kind of a cool feature. And then we do have our quick start here, which I'm gonna go ahead and set it up with my iPhone 14 Pro. So I'll be right back. All right, so finally got it going. This data transfer took forever. So it's showing you here the silent mode. You can toggle the silent mode on and off and check the status in the control center, which obviously we got our action button there. But now it's going to show us the action button information. So it says you can press and hold to turn silent mode on and off, but you can also customize it where if I go through here, which I really like this new animation, it's very not Apple. Seems kind of more of like an Android or Samsung thing, but I can go through silent mode. I can do the flashlight, focus, I can do the camera. So I can go through a few different things, voice memo, magnifier, but I'm probably gonna just stick with the silent mode for now. So I'll just go through the continue there. And as you can see, it says, welcome to the iPhone, swipe up, and it's slowly starting to get all my apps over. So while it's doing this, one thing that I wanted to do was just kind of play around with it a little bit so we can kind of see the bezels. So portraits and photo mode, blah, 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 just kind of give us that new explanation of everything. But what I really wanted to see is those really thin bezels right there, which is really nice. So that is something that I was really looking forward to. I mean, obviously it's not like a big reason to go and upgrade your device, but being able to have those really nice uniformed bezels that are even slimmer than the 14 Pros is actually really nice. Just makes the phone feel new, makes it look a little more premium, gives you more real estate on your screen without sacrificing size and making it get a little bigger. So I'm always a fan of getting more real estate on my screen and keeping the same form factor. So really like that. But all in all, guys, so far, just handling this, I'm starting to notice a little bit of what some of the YouTube reviewers are talking about, where, the smudges and oils from my hand. But one thing, like I said, is I will gladly take this over the more shinier stainless steel. But at the end of the day, guys, one thing too to point out, which is pretty interesting, and it might be because of the titanium, because I did know that they said about maybe better heat dissipation for this device. And during the transfer between my iPhone 14 Pro to this for the data, it took like 30 minutes, which it quoted 15, but it took forever, it seemed like. But the iPhone 14 Pro got really warm to the touch, and this one was very lukewarm. So I don't know if that has something to do with the titanium and just the way that they've designed this phone now, but it definitely did not get nowhere near as hot. So yeah, guys, I mean, all in all, very nice new phone here in my hands. I just can't get over the lightweight of this device. So as I get this phone booted up more and more here over the next few days, I'll be posting some more videos. Let me know some ideas down in the comments of what you want to see with this new 15 Pro. I'm kind of gonna probably do like maybe like a comparison of the two phones between this and the 14 Pro, maybe like a speed test to kind of see this new A17 Pro chip versus the A16 chip. Is there a big difference opening apps and everything like that? And then, yeah, we'll be testing out the new portrait mode and all that fun stuff as well. But yeah, I guess the big thing I want to play around with real quick before we end is this action button. So it says to hold it and it will toggle in between ring and silent. So as you can see there, I'm doing that right now. And it is giving me some haptic feedback whenever I do that. So when I put it on silent mode, it kind of gives like almost like 3 very distinct haptics. And then when I do the ring, it's 1. So that is pretty nice. And the button's pretty tactile as well. So same thing with the volume up and down buttons, all that fun stuff. If I turn the phone off, as you can see, you got your always on display, which you can change it from what I have it set on, where I have it just completely blacked out like a traditional always on display. You can do it where it's almost like the whole screen you can see, but just lightly dimmed. But in my opinion, I much rather have the always on just blacked out like that. But yeah, so far guys, really enjoying this lightweight phone. So hit that like button if you like this video. If you loved it, please subscribe, ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe, God bless, see you on the next one.